On September 7, a door you prayed for was opened. Archangel Michael stood guard, waiting for your action. But heaven won't wait forever. You have 3 minutes left. Open this immediately. September 7th did not arrive quietly. It arrived with thunder in the spirit. It arrived with a shifting in the heavens. While the world marked it as an ordinary date on a calendar, heaven marked it as a divine appointment. September 7th was not written in ink. It was etched in fire across the eternal scrolls. It was the day a long-waited door opened, a door that had been requested, whispered, and wept for in silence. A door only heaven could open. A door sealed not by man's hand, but by God's delay until now. This message is not for the masses. This is not for the many who scroll past prophecy like entertainment. This word is for the remnant, for the one who prayed in the dark when no one knew, for the one who sowed in tears, whose cries became incense. This is for the one whose spirit leapt at the mention of September 7th, though their mind could not explain why. This is for the chosen, the one who waited. Heaven heard, and heaven responded. A sacred door has swung open, and standing at its threshold is no other than Archangel Michael, armed, alert, and assigned to guard what has been released. The very fact that Michael is present tells you all you need to know. This is not small. This is not symbolic. This is not routine. What hath been opened is massive, prophetic in scale, generational in consequence. But be warned, heaven does not operate on man's delay. The door stands open, but not forever. The wind of divine opportunity does not linger for comfort. It demands response. Here is a countdown in the spirit even now. The 3 minutes. Not literal time, but spiritual urgency. A final window. A closing breath. You must respond in faith. Now. Heaven would wait forever. You are standing at the moment you once prayed would come. The question is, will you walk through or will you hesitate? Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. The door is open, but not unguarded. And standing at the threshold is not a figure of myth or symbol. It is Michael, the Archangel of War. Not draped in stillness, but clothed in fire. Sword drawn. Eyes burning with the assignment of heaven. He does not flinch. He does not blink. He does not stand for show. He stands for you. He was stationed at this door before you even knew what it was. Before you had the strength to pray for it. Before you had the language to articulate your ache. Michael was assigned. Position. Appointed. And now, the door has swung open. This is not a poetic word. This is a heavenly interruption. A divine collision between time and eternity. Your day, your moment, your scroll, it just shifted in weight. The ordinary is no longer ordinary. You are not in another season. You are in a countdown. You are in the final stretch of a divine timeline. And heaven will not wait forever. By sunrise, whether physical or spiritual, the seal begins to shift. That means what was loosed can begin to transition. That which was held can begin to move elsewhere. The invitation is not eternal. The blessing is not stationary. This window, opened on September 7th, is a sacred breach in time. You are being summoned into it, not by emotion but by obedience, not by curiosity but by covenant. Hear this. This message is not broadcast to the crowd. This is not a wide call. This is a secret signal sent to the marked, to those who carry the fragrance of hidden prayers. You are known in heaven not by the volume of your voice, but by the incense of your worship. Your surrender was recorded. Your fasting was noticed. Your tears were bottled. This message isn't being shouted. It's being whispered directly to your spirit. And your spirit recognizes it. That's why you feel the trembling in your chest even now. There is an atmosphere around this word, a vibration that only those called will discern. Because this isn't a message, it's a mantle. It's a shift. It's a signal. Something has turned, and the angelic realm has taken formation. Michael guards the gate because this is not just an answer to prayer. It is a release of purpose. The war over this moment has been long and bloody in the spirit. Many delays, many detours, but it is here now, and it is yours. But you must act, and you must act now. Your spirit must move in obedience. Your words must align with what is being opened. This is not the time for casual faith or polite reverence. This is the time to rise in prophetic alertness. The time to lean in, to weep if needed, to shout if required, to move in step with the armies of heaven. You are not alone in this hour. The angelic host is surrounding the threshold. The Spirit of God is calling. The wind is pressing at your back. Will you rise? Will you walk through? Or will the door once open, close once more? The hour is trembling. The threshold is waiting. Michael is watching. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. They've been watching you. Not always with eyes, but with spirits. Not always with words, but with whispers. Something has been moving around you that you could not quite name. A strange stirring, a divine discontent, a holy unrest in the soul. You felt it in the silence of your nights, in the heaviness of your dreams, in the way your spirit has felt off even when nothing seemed wrong. This is no coincidence. This is spiritual surveillance. There are those, both visible and hidden, who have sensed that something is about to break open in your life. They've watched you shift. They've seen the weight of heaven settle on your shoulders, and though they do not understand the full measure of it, they feel the vibration. The gossipers, the mockers, the old friends who distanced themselves, the spirits that hovered in waiting. They've noticed the tremor in the spirit, even if they misinterpret in it. They know something is rising. They just don't know it's you. They have sensed your movement but missed your miracle. They saw you withdraw, but didn't realize you were being drawn into something greater. They noticed the change in your language, your posture, your presence, but they attributed it to emotion, not elevation. What they called distance was actually divine separation. What they labeled strange was sacred preparation. They knew something was different, but they could not interpret the dream that was brooding in your belly. The days leading up to September 7th were not random. That weight you carried, that tightness in your chest, that restless anticipation, it was not anxiety. It was the Spirit preparing you. It was heaven sending ripples ahead of the door, a spiritual echo of what was coming. Your dreams were laced with divine symbols. Your appetite changed. Your discernment sharpened. And yet, your mind struggled to keep up because this was not something you could logically prepare for. This was only something you could spiritually respond to. Why you? Why now? Why guarded by Michael himself? Because the door that opened is not just about breakthrough, it's about transformation. You are not being blessed, you are being released. You are not being favored, you are being commissioned. The opposition has risen because your activation disrupts the pattern of darkness that surrounded your bloodline. You are the interruption. You are the reversal. You are the one they said wouldn't make it. The one heaven has now declared is rising with oil in their hands and fire on their feet. But listen carefully. This level of access does not come without resistance. The mystery around you has created agitation in the realm of the enemy. They do not fear your personality. They fear your position. They do not attack you because you are weak. They attack because your next move is dangerous. To hell. To generational curses. To cycles. To altars not built by God. That's why Archangel Michael was sent. Because the moment was too critical to leave unguarded. Because this was a turning point disguised as a simple day. Because this door is not just an exit. It is an entrance into a room your bloodline was never meant to enter. A room they swore you would never qualify for. A room where your name has been etched in gold. You have felt the intensity because of the inheritance tied to it. And now, the question is, will you keep waiting for the mystery to make sense? Or will you move in faith while heaven still holds the door? Type "I receive the shift" in the comments if this word confirms what you already felt. Blessing code 1717 is resting upon your doorway. Listen carefully. This message isn't just a video. It's a divine lifeline. If this word has stirred your spirit, if the fire of recognition is burning inside of you, then help us continue releasing these prophetic messages to reach those walking through their own open doors. When you give, whether through YouTube's Super Thanks membership or directly through PayPal, you're not donating to a platform. You're sowing into deliverance, fueling heaven's reach, and igniting breakthrough in others. This is sacred soil, fertile ground. God said in Isaiah 55:11 that His word shall not return void. And today, you become part of that mission. I feel it strongly. Those who sow into this moment will be marked with accelerated alignment. Oil will flow from your obedience. Fire will move through your seed. You prophetically. Woo boldly. The PayPal link is in the video description. Step into divine participation. Release your seed and watch heaven respond. Give. Declare. Activate. Do not delay. Do not mistake the storm for confusion. Do not confuse the shaking for chaos. What you are walking through is not punishment, and it is not random. It is spiritual warfare. The pressure you feel is not because you are weak. It is because you are important. The weight on your shoulders is not a burden. It is evidence. Evidence that the enemy has seen what you carry. Evidence that darkness has peered into your future and knows what you are about to unlock. The resistance is confirmation. Let this settle into your spirit. You are not under attack because you are failing. You are under attack because you are about to fulfill something that breaks barriers in the unseen realm. There are spiritual dimensions where your name is known, where your intercession echoes like thunder, where your decision to stay faithful is a strike against the kingdom of darkness. And this current conflict, this invisible pressure that no one around you seems to understand, It's not coincidence. It is the enemy's last effort to push you into retreat right before the reward is released. Heaven has recorded every moment, every silent tear, every withheld response when you could have lashed out, every fast that felt forgotten, every prayer that came out like a whisper when your strength was almost gone. The kingdom of God does not overlook obedience. In fact, the moment of your obedience is what placed you on the battlefield you are now in. You did not stumble into warfare, you rose into it. The higher you go, the heavier the fight. The grayer the calling, the grayer the confrontation. This is the nature of divine elevation. You must understand, the enemy does not fear your talent, your looks, or your knowledge. What he fears is your alignment, because alignment is what gives heaven legal access to release what hath been delayed. Alignment is what activates the promises. It is what puts the sword in Michael's hand and the oil on your head. Alignment is what opens doors, not because you begged, but because you believe it. And right now, all of heaven is watching how you respond. Every moment of hesitation is being counted. Every time your spirit pauses at the edge of the threshold, the scroll continues to turn. God is not condemning you. He is inviting you into a deeper level of trust. But time is collapsing. What was once an option is now a requirement. What used to be a dream must now become a declaration. No more wavering. No more delay. The conflict you are in is not a sign to stop. It is the very sign to press forward. The reason the pressure is so intense is because the door you are called to step through isn't just for you. It's generational. It's historical. It will shift atmospheres and break long-standing resistance in your bloodline. That's why the fight is ferocious. That's why sleep hath been stolen. That's why relationships have been strained. Because the enemy knows, if you ever say yes completely, heaven will break out around you like wildfire. But hear this clearly, Michael has not drawn his sword for no reason. Heaven does not waste angels. The positioning of Michael is proof that what you are about to access is worth protecting. And if heaven has guarded it, then surely you must walk boldly toward it. No longer let fear counsel you. No longer let delay become your God. Heaven is not waiting on God. Heaven is waiting on you. Step forward in faith. Act without explanation. Move like the miracle is already manifesting. Because it is. Type "I am moving forward" in the comments if you refuse to bow to fear. Blessing code 4411 is now breaking barriers for you. The door is open, yes. But do not assume it is uncontested. In the spirit realm, the moment a divine release is granted, a demonic strategy is formed. And right now, someone, whether in the natural or in the unseen, is preparing to block, hijack, or delay what heaven has just unlocked for you. While you're deciding whether or not to believe the urgency of this moment, there are spirits, people, and systems already in motion, working to intercept what was released for your destiny. You must hear this. The door is open, but the threshold is under surveillance. Here is a plot forming, a resistance rising, a counterfeit being prepared. The enemy doesn't need to close the door. He just needs you to stand in hesitation long enough for it to pass you by. He doesn't need to steal the blessing. He only needs to convince you to delay your movement until the anointing lifts. And it will. Because heaven has a timeline, and that window will not remain open forever. This is not a vague impression. This is a crisis countdown. In the next 72 hours, there will be an increase in pressure. Some will experience unexpected arguments. Others will feel irrational fear. Some may be tempted to go back to what they already walked away from. These are not coincidences. These are coordinated attacks designed to steal your attention, to exhaust your spirit, to seduce you back into places that no longer fit your future. It's all a distraction, and it's all time. You need to understand how serious this is. While Michael is positioned to protect what's being released, he will not override your will. He can guard the way, but he cannot make you walk. Your decision activates the final phase. Your obedience unlocks the next level. This is not about receiving a blessing. This is about defending your inheritance. And every second you waste in fear or self-doubt is a second the enemy uses to set traps at your doorstep. There is someone, maybe a person from your past, maybe a spiritual presence, who is trying to re-enter your life at this exact moment. Don't you see it? A text, a call, at random connection, that old temptation. It's all a signal, and it's all time to distract you during the 3-minute window God has marked over your life. Right now, in the Spirit, every second is prophetic. Every decision is loaded. Every moment you entertain confusion is another inch the enemy gains on territory that was meant for you. I fall for it. This is not the season to entertain questions that God already answered in prayer. This is not the time to consult your feelings about a decision your spirit has already confirmed. You felt it. You dreamed it. You discerned it. The door is open. Move. Speak. Declare. Rise. Where the window will seal, and what was yours will be reassigned. Not because God is cruel, but because divine timing cannot be manipulated by human preference. Let this truth strike your spirit. You are not only fighting to receive, you are fighting to retain. Because the enemy has studied your pattern. He knows where you hesitate. He knows what causes you to retreat. And right now, he is crafting situations to pull you off the path at the moment when heaven is closest. So what will you do? The enemy is moving. Michael is watching. And the countdown has already begun. Type "I will not miss this" in the comments if you refuse to surrender this moment. Blessing code 5500 is forming a wall of divine fire around your next steps. Be still. As the command echoing from the throne room even now. Be still, not because you are powerless, but because heaven is not calling you to strive in this moment. It is calling you to stand. In silence. In reverence. In divine awareness. Stillness is not inactivity. It is a position of war. And right now, it is your most dangerous weapon. Do not underestimate the stillness of a chosen one under divine instruction. When you enter silence under heaven's command, all of hell goes into confusion. Demonic strategies depend on your emotional response, your panic, your need to explain, your urgency to fight with flesh. But when you refuse to be baited, when you sit in stillness and let heaven move, it sends shockwaves into the unseen. Because stillness says, "I trust the war is not mine." Stillness says, "I believe the angel stands guard." And he does. Michael is not pacing. Michael is not second-guessing. He stands armed, unwavering, positioned with holy fury, waiting heaven's word. He wars when you do not. He strikes when you obey. He battles when you stay low. Your silence is not surrender. It is alignment. Your stillness is not passivity. It is permission for heaven to move without interference. Now is the time to withdraw from the noise. Turn down the volume of the world. Cancel the opinions. Ignore the distractions. Every conversation, every argument, every uninvited voice trying to enter your spirit right now, they are Trojan horses. They come wrapped in emotion, urgency, and even familiarity. But inside, they carry confusion, delay, evasion. Do not open the door to noise when heaven has opened the door to destiny. Stay hidden for a moment. Step into the secret place. Shut the door behind you and let your spirit rise in clarity. This next level will not be accessed through public approval or loud warfare. It will be accessed through quiet confidence and prophetic posture. You must learn to lean into prayer in this hour, not to beg, but to align. Heaven has already said yes. You are not contending to be seen. You are being instructed on how to enter. When you are still, the Spirit begins to speak. He reminds you of promises buried under years of disappointment. He begins to bring names to your spirit that must be disconnected. He whispers strategy. He breathes vision. He downloads timing. And as you sit in that stillness, something begins to happen in the heavens. The war intensifies, not around you, but for you. The angels begin to war on your behalf. They move without resistance because your silence creates access. Your quiet trust creates momentum. In this very moment, divine covering is surrounding your name. A hedge is forming. Snares are being broken before they can form. What was planned to entrap you is being routed into exposure. What was released to delay you is being confronted by angelic force. There is movement happening behind the veil that your natural eyes cannot see, but your spirit knows it's real. A trembling in your chest, that weight pressing down. It's the awareness that something holy is happening, and you are standing right in the center of it. Stay still. Stay low. Stay hidden in Him. This is not about winning the battle with effort. It is about surviving it through obedience. This is the hour of strategic surrender. When you fall into the arms of God's timing, you rise into the favor that cannot be denied. What's coming does not require your hustle. It requires your humility. Archangel Michael stands. Heaven watches. The war is waging, and you are already on the winning side. Type "I am under divine protection" in the comments if you choose to stand still in obedience. Blessing code 8888 is forming a shield of supernatural defense around your spirit. You are not who you use it to be. Read that again. Not just with your eyes. Feel it in your spirit. Let it shake loose every lie spoken over your past. You are not the version of yourself they remember. You are not the wounded, weary, voiceless one who walked into last season carrying shame like a shroud. You are not the silent sufferer who second-guessed every step, who lived bound by the fear of failure. That you is gone. That you has been buried in fire and risen in glory. That you has been traded for someone appointed, anointed, wakened. Heaven says, you have shifted, and hell knows it too. This is the unveiling, the moment when the hidden one becomes seen, not by fame, not by applause, but by the mark of divine transformation. You have crossed a line in the spirit. Your posture has changed. Your weight has changed. are no longer asking for breakthrough. You are becoming the breakthrough. You are no longer begging for doors to open. You are stepping through them with oil on your feet and fire in your hands. This is not ego. This is not pride. This is identity. This is the realization that what tried to destroy you only trained you. What tried to bury you only built you. What tried to silence you only sharpened your voice. You were not forgotten. You were forged. Every delay was a furnace. Every denial was a classroom. Every tear was a seed. And now, the harvest has begun. You are not rising by chance. You are rising by design. This was written before you were born. This was whispered over your spirit before your lungs drew breath. And now, the timing has aligned. The weight of your words has multiplied. The strength of your presence is no longer invisible. Where once you moved in fear, now you move in authority. Where once you crawled in survival, now you soar in surrender. You are the one heaven backs. You are the one Michael guards. You are the one hell regrets messing with. Look behind you. There is fire there. Fire that burned every excuse to ash. Fire that consumed the old version of you. Fire that severed soul ties and distractions. Fire that purified what religion could never touch. That fire is not just your past, it is your proof. Proof that you survived the season meant to kill your hope. Proof that the delay didn't destroy your destiny. Proof that the wait was preparation, not punishment. And now wings. Yes, wings. You feel it, don't you? That pressure in your back. That ache between your shoulders. That tension that's been building with every spiritual push. It's not stress. It's not heaviness. It's your wings unfolding. This is elevation. This is flight. This is not the climb. This is the release into your next dimension. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer stuck in the cocoon of self-doubt. You are emerging, empowered, expanded. You are no longer just trying to escape the warfare. You are becoming a weapon in the hands of God. When you speak now, the atmosphere shifts. When you walk now, the enemy flees. When you worship now, heaven opens. Because you are not just someone who prays, you are someone who carries fire. Say it aloud, I have changed. Say it until hell trembles. I am rising. Say it until heaven shouts, I am chosen. This is your hour of empowerment, not because everything around you is easy, but because everything within you is ready. You are not waiting for strength. You are the strength heaven is releasing into this generation. Type I have shifted in the comments if you know this is your hour of transformation. Blessing code 3131 is now burning off every old identity that no longer fits your elevation. This is the moment where heaven speaks with clarity, where the fog lifts and the reason for the warfare, the tears, the waiting, and the wait is finally unveiled. This door, the one opened on September 7th, the one guarded by Michael himself, was never just about a personal breakthrough. It was always about divine alignment. It was always about destiny. The door is not simply an opportunity, it is an assignment. A divine stage has been unlocked, and your name, yes, your name, is written in bold upon it. The Spirit of the Lord says, this is the hour of unveiling. The scroll has been unsealed. The mantle has been passed. The silence has ended. What I whispered to you in the dark will now echo in the open. What was hidden will now be confirmed. What was delayed is now delivered. This is the season where your purpose is no longer in hiding. This is the unveiling of your next level, your calling, your commission, your authority. Not the version of you that others tolerated, but the true version, the God-breathed version, the anointed, trusted, sealed, and sent one. You are not being discovered, you are being revealed. Like a scroll unrolling in the Spirit, your destiny is being read aloud in heavenly places. Your name has been spoken in heaven, not just prayed over, spoken, declared, confirmed, and written into the eternal record. The Father has not forgotten your labor. He has not ignored your pain. He has not been silent because he was distant. He was waiting for the time to be right. And now, the clock of heaven strikes alignment. Now, the countdown shifts from waiting to walking. What does this door represent? For some, it is the release of long-awaited provision. For others, it is the activation of a calling you thought had passed you by. For many, it is a divine promotion, not in status, but in spiritual weight. Heaven is putting a mantle on your shoulders. Your voice will carry authority. Your presence will command reverence. Your decisions will shift environments. You are no longer operating under man's permission, but under heaven's assignment. This door is not about titles or platforms, it is about territory. The realm of influence that God is placing under your feet is not random. The people he is aligning you with in this hour are not accidental. The resources being released are not for comfort, they are for commission. This is the hour when your yes meets his release. And when that alignment happens, nothing, not hell, not history, not hesitation, can stop it. There is a prophetic wave rolling over your life even now. The Spirit says, speak what I told you. Do not wait for permission. Do not seek approval. I have spoken, and my word does not return void. Prophetic words will begin to flow from your mouth without effort. Dreams will carry revelation. Waking visions will increase. You will begin to see what others overlook. You will feel what others ignore. Because you are no longer just a vessel, you are now a voice. It is time to walk through what you once only imagined. It is time to become what you once only prayed for. It is time to carry what generations before you could not complete. You are stepping into divine legacy. This door opens not just to your next chapter, but to your next dimension. Type "My name is written" in the comments if you receive this prophetic release. Blessing code 7770 is unlocking divine assignments tied to your voice. If this word is confirming what your spirit already knew, then take this moment and sow into what is being revealed. You are not giving to a channel. You are partnering with a prophetic movement. Every seed you release helps amplifying this divine message to reach others standing before their own door. The word says in 2 Chronicles 20:20, believe the prophets and you shall prosper. You've just received a living word. Now respond with living faith. When you give, whether through YouTube Super Thanks, becoming a member, or through PayPal in the video description, you're not just supporting content, you're unlocking covenant. I declare that those who respond to this word will walk in sudden acceleration, prophetic insight, and divine connections. Your giving becomes your agreement. Your obedience becomes your open door. Don't hesitate. Heaven is watching for your response. The The PayPal link is in the description below. Move prophetically. Give boldly. Your door is already open. Obey the unction. Step into your yes. This is not the time to listen passively. This is not the hour to sit in reflection alone. Heaven is not requesting your opinion. It is requiring your obedience. You must move. You must act. You must open your mouth, stretch your hands, lift your spirit, and declare, I align. Because the door is no longer the issue. Your response is, the opening has happened. Your realm is available. The way has been cleared. But destiny does not manifest through observation. It manifests through activation. The Lord says this is the hour where those who respond receive, and those who wait miss their moment. That may sound intense, but urgency is mercy in disguise. God doesn't create pressure to punish you. He reveals the urgency to protect what has been loosed in your name. The weight you feel in this moment is not emotionalism. It is spiritual readiness pressing into your body, demanding a response. Because heaven is not sending another confirmation. This is the confirmation. You've prayed, you've asked, you've begged for a sign. And now that the door is open, the only thing left is your yes. But not just any yes, a full-bodied, full faith, full surrender yes. A yes that doesn't negotiate. A yes that doesn't look for approval. A yes that doesn't consult feelings, finances, or familiarity. Destiny only responds to obedience. You do not step into divine fulfillment by watching. You step in by walking. You walk when it doesn't make sense. You walk when your legs tremble. You walk when you don't see the floor beneath the next step, because your step is what activates the foundation. Right now, in the Spirit, you are standing at the edge of history. Not world history, your bloodline's history. And what you do in the next few moments will echo into generations. This isn't about hype. This is about holy momentum. You are being called to break cycles of hesitation, delay, self-sabotage, unworthiness. You are being called to speak what you never dared say, to declare what you thought only prophets could say, to move like someone who knows angels are clearing the path ahead of them. This is your Jordan moment. This is your Jericho march. This is your Red Sea standstill. And the waters are watching. The heavens are waiting. And the promise is pulsing, but it will only move for the one who says yes with action. Your yes is not a whisper. It is a war cry. It is the signal that you are ready to possess what was prophesied. It is the announcement that your waiting is over and your walking has begun. So speak. Speak life over what looked dead. Speak direction over what felt confused. Speak protection over what felt exposed. Speak as one who knows their words move armies in the Spirit. You don't need the full plan to walk in faith. You only need the instruction God has already whispered. Move with what you've been given, because what you haven't seen will meet you on the way. Lift your hands. Say yes aloud. Whisper it if you must. Shout it if you can. But don't let this moment pass without releasing something. God isn't looking for the polished. He's looking for the willing. He's looking for the one who won't let another season die in delay. He's looking for the one who doesn't need certainty to walk in confidence. He's looking for you. Because this door won't stay open forever. But the one who steps through it will never be the same. Type my yes is active in the comments if you are walking in immediate obedience. Blessing code 4444 is now releasing angelic escorts to walk beside you. There is a moment, sacred, invisible, undetectable to the natural eye, where what has been withheld is suddenly transferred. Not with noise, not with fireworks, but in silence. A holy stillness that carries more weight than 1,000 declarations. That moment is now. While the world sleeps, while others scroll, while hearts wander, something is happening in the spirit that words can barely describe. An exchange, a transaction in heaven's court, a divine deposit, and it is being made in your name. You felt it, the trembling in your gut, the flutter in your chest, the moments where you wanted to cry but didn't know why. That wasn't confusion, it was collision. The spirit realm brushing up against the edge of your timeline. You are not just transitioning into a new season. You are being handed the evidence of every unseen battle you've survived. The rewards of every yes you whispered in darkness. The scrolls are opening, and what was delayed is being handed over. Because you stayed when others fled. Because you believed when others mocked. Because you obeyed in silence, without applause, without affirmation, without clarity. And now, the shift. As you sleep, angels are moving. They are negotiating in rooms you've never entered, speaking your name in places your feet have not yet touched. Assignments are being reshuffled. Territories are being transferred. Heavenly keys are being reassigned. Your name is being released into the hands of those divinely aligned to help you. And you don't even know it's happening, because it doesn't require your effort, only your alignment. The tears you cried in the car, they were scrolls. The sighs you released in midnight prayer, they were commands. The days you had no strength to pray, but still stayed, those were offerings. And heaven received them all. The Spirit says, what was taken shall be returned in multiplied form. What was lost shall be restored in divine measure. And what was promised shall not be postponed again. There is no more delay. There is no more drought. The dry places in your soul are being watered even now by rivers you didn't know existed. A wind is shifting. The records are being updated. And your name is moving through realms like incense on fire. But it must remain silent. You don't need to announce this next move. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to explain the transformation. This is a stealth transfer, a quiet crowning. What's coming next will not be seen until it arrives fully formed. That's why the enemy has been attacking your peace. That's why your dreams have been intense. That's why your rest has been disturbed. Because the realm of darkness knows the scroll of your name is on the move. This is not compensation. This is divine justice. You are being handed what should have been yours all along, but was held back because the timing wasn't right. Now, time has aligned. The calendar of heaven has matched the obedience of your heart, and the exchange is complete. Don't talk. Don't explain. Just receive. You will wake up different. You will speak differently. You will see through different eyes. Because something was placed on you in the night, and it will begin to manifest in the days ahead. Stay quiet. Stay watching. Stay grateful. Heaven has spoken. The seal is shifting. The scroll has turned. Type I receive the transfer in the comments if you can feel this invisible handoff in your spirit. Blessing code 6262 is now depositing what eyes have not seen, but heaven has ordained. Justice is not a theory in heaven. It is a law. It is not a wish, not a hope, not a maybe. It is a divine response to obedience, to suffering, to pain endured in silence under the covering of faith. And now that justice hath been activated in your favor, the door opened on September 7th was not only a door of access, it was a gavel drop in the courtroom of the Spirit. The verdict has been issued. Heaven has ruled. The records have been reviewed. The case is now closed, and God is saying, it is time for reversal. What was meant to disgrace you will now announce you. What was designed to humiliate you will now be used to elevate you. The ones who mocked your silence are about to watch your sudden rise. The very mouths that laughed at your pain will be silenced by your promotion. This is divine reversal, not because you demanded revenge, but because you chose surrender instead of retaliation. You chose to wait when you could have cursed. You chose to worship when you could have walked away. And now heaven says, I remember. I restore. I reverse. This is a holy balancing of scales. What was stolen shall be returned sevenfold. What was withheld shall be multiplied. What was cursed shall be clothed in favor. Even now, angels are being dispatched to carry justice into the areas where you suffered the greatest shame. Relationship, finances, health, opportunities. Doors that were slammed in your face are about to open by command, not by charm, not by strategy, but by the authority of the one who rules from the throne of fire. You must understand, this is not about proving anyone wrong. This is about proving God right. His hand is upon you, and the evidence will be public, though the preparation was private. The table being prepared for you is not just a metaphor, it is a manifestation. The Psalm says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and the Spirit adds, and now they will not only see you seated, they will see you served. Yes, served. With joy. With favor. With peace that makes no sense. With authority that can't be denied. With restoration that makes people question how. And all of it without explanation. Because when God restores, He doesn't seek permission. When God reverses, He doesn't ask for agreement. He moves by righteousness. He moves by covenant. He moves by the timeline of destiny, and today you have collided with that hour. Do not gloat. Do not mock. Do not return insult for insult. The reversal is your vindication. The restoration is your response. Your life is becoming the answer to every lie spoken in darkness. Your story is the judgment against the accuser. Let your obedience speak louder than their doubt. Let your rising be the thunder that silences every whisper of, they'll never make it. Because you are making it. You are standing. You are walking in what was once impossible. And no one can take the credit but God. You are about to walk through doors that were once tightly locked. And those who tried to bar you from access will be standing at the edge of the crowd, watching you move with a confidence they cannot comprehend. And they will ask, how did it happen? And you will answer, not with pride, but with power. God reversed it. Every battle has led to this. Every betrayal has built this. Every delay has developed this. And now let the enemies watch the crowning. Let the mockers witness the mantle. Let those who buried you see you rise, not in bitterness, but in glory. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1010 is now reversing what was lost and restoring it with fire and favor. September 7th was not an accident. It was not just another day. It was a divine appointment etched in eternity, a celestial checkmate heaven circled in fire long before your birth. The door that opened on that day was not a casual coincidence. It was the result of years of silent prayers, hidden obedience, buried tears, and spiritual endurance when nothing made sense. And now you stand on the other side of that open door. Take a breath. Feel the weight of what has been spoken over you. This is not just revelation. This is release. This was not just a warning. This was an invitation. And you said yes. You received it. You stepped in. You awakened. And because of that, the old cycle is broken. The old delay is over. What was once bound is now loose. What was once paused is now in motion. I speak over you now with divine authority and prophetic fire. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Heaven has placed its mark upon your steps. Angels have recorded your alignment. Michael has stood guard at your threshold, not because of who you were, but because of who you are becoming. You are rising. You are carrying new weight. You are wearing new authority. And no man, no demon, no system can reverse what heaven has now approved. Let this final affirmation settle deep into your spirit. You were not late. You were right on time. You were not overlooked. You were being hidden until now. You were not forgotten. You were being forged. And now, the fire that shaped you becomes the light that leads you. I pray over you. May your steps be ordered. May your hands prosper in all you touch. May your voice carry power that breaks chains. May your presence shift rooms. And may your obedience keep the heavens open over your life. You are chosen. You are aligned. You are unstoppable. Walk through this door, not as a survivor, but as a sent one. Heaven has decreed it. The door is open, and you are ready. Type "I am sent" in the comments to receive this final sealing. Blessing code 0007 has now completed its heavenly circuit over your name. The door is yours. Walk boldly. You've just received a living word, not from man, but from the mouth of heaven. If this message ignited your spirit, don't let it stop here. Partner with this prophetic move. Your support helps us reach thousands more who, like you, are standing at their own divine door. When you give, whether through YouTube's Super Thanks membership or directly through PayPal in the description, you're not donating, you're fueling the fire of awakening. The word declares in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." I declare that as you sow into this moment, your giving becomes a weapon of alignment. You will see rapid reversals, divine connections, and supernatural access. You're not funding content, you're activating covenant. The PayPal link is in the video description. Move in faith. Respond as one aligned. Release what's in your hand, and watch what God places in your spirit. Give as led. Heaven is watching for your agreement. Let this word not just pass through you. Let it multiply through you.